Hello everybody and welcome to Driving with Goldbridge. We're driving on the way to what is a very sad day. It's the circle of life. Yeah, I'm going to a funeral. It's not my own, although my singing career is dead. But yeah, it's always a. It's not breaking news. It's always a sad time when it's a funeral, unless it's somebody who is evil, in which case no one would go, so no one would know. But it is always a sad time, and it's always a time to reflect as well. I've got quite a long drive ahead of me actually, so but yes, it is sad. It is sad, and I think the thing is about death is that it doesn't have any favourites. You know, it doesn't. It's not elitist. It's not a charity. It's open for everybody, 24/7. A bit like a Tesco petrol station. Don't know why I said that, but no, it is. It's open to everybody, isn't it? And it's not even. It's not open. It's not like some people. I don't want to go down that road, but you know, most people do not, turn up and say, "Let me in." Sometimes they do when they're in pain and stuff, and I'm sort of wrapping myself up in a serious topic here, but yeah, I mean, look, death comes to all. The end, which is like death. Or is it? The circle of life, as Elton John once sang. Was he doing it to accompany what was always going to be a blockbuster hit attached to a very popular Disney cartoon about a lion, or was he actually talking deep? Is there a circle of life? Is there an afterlife? Is it the end? I don't have the answers. I don't have the answers. I don't have the answers, and I don't know that I want to have the answers. I think people should be left to have their own opinions. It's a bit like football Twitter. Don't judge me for having my own opinions. They're what I believe, and I won't judge you unless it's stupid things like Arsenal are going to win the league. And it's not Arsenal's funeral I'm going to as well. It's not some elaborate drive to the Emirates. And there will be people in the chat saying, "Bet he's going to the Emirates. I bet it's all a big joke. He's going to a funeral. He's going to and he's going to drive to the Emirates and put a wreath down to say rest in peace Arsenal Football Club," which would be funny, but actually I am genuinely going to a funeral, which I think I'll find quite sad. So I'm not going to do that, and I'm not filming that. I mean, this is just me filming on my way up. But yeah, I mean, look, I think in relation to the afterlife, some people just think there's nothing. Like, there's nothing, and people don't like that because they have a different opinion. But if you think there's nothing, I think there's a name for you. Are you an anarchist or something, or an atheist? An anarchist is something else. That's like Sex Pistols fans, isn't it? Anarchy. But atheist, I think that it is the belief that there is nothing after death, which I can sort of understand it. But there are those who think that, you go to heaven. There are religious beliefs. When growing up, I always used to spend the most thought. I mean, I went to a religious school, so Jesus and Joseph and I nearly said Carol. There's not a book about Carol. All that. I grew up with that at school, but the one that I did spend a lot of time thinking about was, more time than I did about religious things, was and I have said this before, that the one that used to be a big head mess for me was the whole, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing after death. You're dead forever and ever and ever and ever. And it used to mess with my head when I was younger. Ever and ever and ever. Your time on Earth is just a raindrop in the ocean of the universe. And you'll be dead forever and ever and ever and ever. And it used to depress me a little bit. But then I thought, well, it's not as bad as supporting Arsenal your whole life. No, I'm going to leave Arsenal alone. It's just because I'm talking about death and Arsenal just comes to mind because they're a bit of a dead club at the moment. But they'll resurrect like Jesus, if you believe in that sort of thing. Arsenal do. Arsenal fans do. They've got to cling on to anything. Bible, Harry Potter series, anything that's got some sort of magic involved. And Jesus was magic. I don't want to go down that road, but Jesus was definitely magic. You can't turn water to wine without magic. He's the original magician. But as I was saying, the flip side of being depressed about being dead forever and ever 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 is that who's going to bloody tell you? Who is going to tell you? Because you're dead. If that's the truth, you're dead. When the clock stops and the batteries run out and there's no juice left, the brain's not working. So who's going to tell you that you're dead and you're dead forever and ever? You're actually wasting life worrying about being dead. When you're dead, you won't be worried about it, because it's not like you're lying there going, I'm dead forever and ever and ever. Because if someone's there telling me I'm dead forever and ever and ever, I'm just going to ignore them, and I'm going to think about 99, the treble winning side, and the first good things, winning career mode with United on ultimate difficulty, getting married, having kids. So yeah, I'm not going to listen to them saying you're dead forever and ever. And I'm saying, well, I'm not dead forever and ever because my brain's working, and I tell you what, my brain can think all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about that one too much, because if you're dead forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever, who's going to tell you you're dead? It's the people who are left behind who suffers, but they'll die soon. They'll die too. Not soon. I'm not, I don't want that to, relatively speaking, soon, 50, 60, 70 years, if they're lucky. But the one that really used to grab me was the one, if you come back as something else. What if you come back as something else, and what would you want to come back as? And do you have to go through the whole back catalogue? Do you have to come back through, do you have to come back as a dog, a cat, a mouse, a fly, a wasp, a butterfly? You know what, if I came back as a butterfly, alright, they look pretty, but I'd find the nearest flan. I'm not going to die in a flan, that would be horrible. Imagine dying in a flan, just, sinking in a flan. I'd find the nearest fan, and I would, I'd just fly straight. I nearly said drive straight into it. Butterflies don't drive. I'd just fly straight into it. I don't want to be a butterfly. I'd be like, next, what's next? Wasp, right. Where's Piers Morgan's arse? Sting. I'm not attracted to Piers Morgan's arse, I'm just a wasp, so I'm going to sting him. But what if you got it? I mean, look, it's not like a game of bloody Bullseye or, blankety blank or Blockbusters. You've been a human, what do you want to be next? You've only got 3 picks. I thought you were God, not a genie. Right, I've been a human, I've got 2 left, right. And I did actually used to think about this when I was a kid. What would I like to come back at? And I'd always get quite depressed again, because I'd think, well, at the end of the day, I'd quite like to come back as, I don't want to come back as something that can get got by something else. So, if you come back as a, I always quite liked the idea of being a zebra, because they're quite cool. But then I was like, I might get eaten by 6 or 7 lions. And then I was like, well, come back as a lion then. But then if you come back as a lion, I'll be the unlucky lion who's like king of the world, whatever, Aslan or Simba. Can't think of any other famous lions. And I would be there strutting my stuff. Tonight's the night. I'm going to go and see Jenny and Julie, the Lioness Twins. We're going to have a great time. And I'll be walking across the Serengeti or wherever they live. Not Cornwall, obviously. And old knobhead doctor from somewhere who's rich on a bloody safari will be there shooting me as a trophy lion, and he'll be so useless at what he's doing. He'll hit me in the paw, in the arse, in the neck, and it'll be a long pointless death, being a big old lion getting shot by some prat who's on holiday, who's a dentist from Denver. So yeah, I didn't fancy that. And then I thought maybe be a great white shark, because I don't like great white sharks, but you know what? Easy come, easy go. That's not the saying I'm thinking about. Do as she does. No, it's something like that. Be the enemy. That might be a statement. But yeah, be a great white shark. And then, you're the king of the sea. I don't think they like to be called kings in the sea. They're the beast of the ocean, maybe. I don't know what sharks call themselves. I don't know whether anybody do they talk? Do sharks? How do they communicate? Dolphins go and whales go ooh, oh, like an underwater wolf. And I don't know how sharks communicate, but at the end of the day, what do you call yourselves? Do they have? Is it? Oh, here comes Dave. Where you been, Dave? Well, I've just been up north hunting some seals. I've had about 6. That'll keep me full for a few weeks. What have you been up to? Well, I've just been down California pissing about, scaring some surfers. I don't care for human meat, but it's great banter to just see them shit themselves as you surface behind them. But yeah, But then the problem is, if you come back as a great white shark, some twat's gonna bloody hunt you and blame you for something, you know. He swum into the back of a boat and his legs took off. Oh, there's a shark, it must be his fault, kill it. So yeah, whatever you do, whatever you want to be, there's always that risk of death. It's all around us, isn't it? Maybe they should have sung. Maybe no one ever sings about it either as well. It's the most certain thing. You might not fall in love. You might not fall in love. And I would say that if you go through the back catalogue of famous songs, most of them will be about love, sex, or that's basically it, isn't it? Everything's about love and sex in songs. Name me a song that's not. But you don't get many about death. And yet it's constant. Not everyone's going to fall in love. Not everyone's going to have sex. Arsenal fans. I'm joking. But we're all going to die. You don't get many songs about it, do you? I was trying to think of some to sing. Circle of Life. Empty spaces. What are we living for? Abandoned places. I guess we know the score. On and on. Is anybody gonna take it anymore? Show must go on. The show must go on. Yeah, yeah. Outside, maybe. I don't remember the words. I mean, and even that's like carry on, isn't it? Carry on. Anyway, enough of that. Let's think of something more positive to talk about.